Welcome back to another episode of the exercise video breakdown. This week we are covering the plank press up. Now you may look at this picture and wonder, what is this exercise? Quite simply put, it's a plank into a downward dog. This is a great core and shoulder exercise, so let's dive right in. Here's some of the benefits of a plank press up. It's great for improving core strength and stability. The movement of the core teaches your core to work in a dynamic fashion, and it's great as a body weight pressing motion. A lot of the pressing motions that we do require weight, and this teaches you how to press with just your body weight. Another benefit is it improves your day-to-day overhead strength, which again, we just talked about, pulling things off of shelves, pressing things up onto shelves, moving things around at whatever job it is that you do. This is a great exercise to build that strength and stability. The plank press up is a great plank variation. If you're ready to step up your plank game, you feel like you could add some variation because you're getting sick and tired of the plank that you're doing, this is a great next step for you to add. Finally, one of the many benefits of it is it's great for spinal and shoulder health and stability. What we want to stay pain-free, to stay healthy, is spinal and shoulder health. If those joints are stable, if those joints are strong, we're going to feel a lot better and move a lot better. Now, let's talk about some of the common pain points. Some of these common pain points are your shoulders. It's a pressing movement. If you have some lingering shoulder issues, maybe some limitations in your shoulder mobility, there may be some pain. Neck and upper back, which as we talk about some of the common mistakes or errors that could come about as a part of this exercise, this could be another reason for some pain. The low back, which piggybacks right from the neck and upper back pain. That low back could be in some pain, maybe because you have some low back issues, but typically it's because of some lack of core strength or some immovability in your neck and upper back. Last but not least, some hips, which typically lingers as a result of some other injuries or pain points, but can easily be fixed with some other exercises. Let's dive right into some of the common mistakes of this exercise. In this first image, you can see that my hips are barely pressed up into the air. That's likely because my hands were too far out in front of me, meaning that when I got set up into a high plank position, my hands weren't directly underneath my shoulders. That results in a hyperextension of the shoulder joint, and it really takes away from our core work. Another common mistake leading to that neck and upper back pain or limitation is letting the head hang. As you can see my ears and my eyes, my forehead underneath my armpits there. What that's doing is that's putting a strain on the upper back, and you can see a slight rounding in that upper to mid back, which translates all the way down the spine through the hips. Now, just the opposite is pulling that head up in that position. So trying to keep your eyes forward. What that does, that puts a strain on the low back and on your neck muscles. What we want to do is have that neck in line with the rest of our spine. So I typically tell clients to look just above their fingertips on the floor. Last but not least, as you can see, it is still possible to get a lumbar rotation or some rotation in that lower back, even if that head is in line. What that means is you're not quite pulling that belly button, pulling that core up with you as you press into those legs, into those heels, and it creates a curve through that back. We want that back to stay nice and flat, starting with the head all the way through to the hips. Now that we've talked about how that exercise might go wrong or how we might make some mistakes, let's take a look at the correct form. So to start, we're set up in a high plank position. Notice that the hands are directly under the shoulders. The head is in line with the spine. The back is flat, the rib cage is tucked to engage the core, and in my head, I am thinking about squeezing with my glutes, pulling my belly button in toward my spine to really engage that core before I start any movement. In the second image, what you can see is that I'm pressed up into that downward dog position where I have a neutral spine from head to tail. I can see maybe a little bit of my ear, But we really don't want to be able to see any side profile of that face from this angle, because that would mean that we're either tucking or raising our neck. My back is flat all the way through to my hips. There's no lumbar rotation. There's no curvature in that upper back. And what you also notice is that there's no hyperextension of the shoulders or the rib cage. The best way to think about moving into this downward dog position is pulling that belly button up toward the ceiling and then pushing into those heels. This is by nature a core movement, and while it does add benefit to the shoulder joint, we want to keep it as a core exercise. Test these out if you're ready to add some variation to that plank, if you're ready to boost your shoulder stability, and give these a shot. Good luck, and tune into the next episode of the exercise video breakdown.